Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Sonia. Got a question for you. Have you ever adopted a puppy? And after several weeks of living with him, you start trusting him more and you start leaving him alone inside the house, not in his crate while you go to work all day, and everything is fine for a few weeks, but then all of a sudden you get home and you find your house like this. That's exactly what happened to me with my puppy Chester. Like I said, everything was fine for several weeks. He hadn't destroyed anything, well, nothing from the house. He would like tear up his toys, sometimes his bed, his blanket, things like that. But this time he went a little bit too far. I didn't expect it. It caught me off guard. I should have expected it because his big brother, who now passed, did the same. He tore up a couch when he was a puppy. So I guess we're used to it. It wasn't that bad this time. So I'm thankful for that. Well, all of that to say that today I'm going to share with you how I repaired the sofa. Now, why repair the couch instead of buying a new one? Honestly, I would have loved to buy a new one, but I cannot afford it right now. They are like thousands of dollars, like $2,000 to $3,000 new. And even if I were to buy a used one, it'd still be like $400 or $500. I did not want to spend that money right now, especially knowing that at that stage, the puppy was still a puppy. He hadn't grown out of his adolescent stage. So even if we brought a new couch, he would probably tear that one up anyway. So we're just waiting for him to come out of that phase so that we can get a new couch. I also thought about saving myself the work and just flipping the couch, like putting it against a wall to hide it. But the living room is so small that I couldn't figure out a configuration where the sofa would fit better than the way it is right now. So I decided to repair it. So the first thing we did was to remove the remaining fabric that was still on the frame of the couch. We used some pliers to do this and we removed all of the staples. Then we measured it out and the length and the width and added 2 inches to each of the 4 sides to make sure we have plenty of fabric. Took those measurements and I went to one of our local fabric stores and I bought this faux leather black cloth or fabric. I bought 3 yards of it and they were $15 each yard. At the end I ended up using about 2 yards of it, so I have some left over. So when we laid out the fabric, we measured it and then we cut it really carefully. I wanted to keep it as straight as possible.
Vamos a doblar aquí un pedazo para que tenga doble agarre y otro acá de este lado para que igualmente lleve doble agarre y donde pegue las grapitas o los pins puedan agarrar doble
The color doesn't match. Starting with the top first, we put in just a few nails spaced out to hold it in place while we were able to complete the rest of it. These nails, I think they're called brad nails. I got them off of Amazon in a black color so they would blend in with the fabric. They sell them in different colors as well, and an afterthought I had was that I could have bought them in gold as well to have like a little sparkly touch, since I love the combination of black and gold colors that I use throughout the house. But anyway, I got them in black. Once the upper corners of that top side were nailed in, we started gluing the entire thing. We used a little bit of this glue, that's special glue for this type of fabric. So we put a little bit of that on there, and then we started adding the rest of the nails about 1 inch apart to make sure it was secure, but also it looks a little bit decorative. We repeated the same thing on all 4 sides. The bottom side was the one that was a little bit more difficult. It was kind of awkward because of the position you have to be in. We could have probably like flipped it over and worked on it that way, but I didn't think about it at the time, so we made do. I do suggest you wear knee pads if you have them, because we were down there for quite a bit. Then again, doing the same thing, making that little fold, gluing it, and then nailing it down. Now, a tip on the hammer, okay, the hammer that we're using to put in the nails. If you use a regular steel metal hammer, it's going to chip the black paint off of the nail, okay? So we're using a rubber hammer that's not gonna damage the paint. I'll leave it linked below. This rubber hammer came as part of a kit for when we were installing the flooring, so that's just what we used. But it's best to do that so that the paint doesn't chip and you don't have to go back and touch it up. And here is the end result. I like how it turned out. It doesn't look too professional. I know that it's kind of wrinkly. I feel like we should have probably stretched it out more tight in certain areas, but it looks okay. Eventually, like I said, I want to buy a new sofa that fits better in the space and that has a little bit more of a modern design, something that would be more my style, but that's gonna be further down the line. For now, at least it looks presentable since it is the very first thing you see when you walk in the door, so it looks okay. My husband and I have a bet going to see if the puppy is gonna go ahead and tear it up again, or what do you think? Let me know in the comments your opinion, and I will let you know if he tore it up again or not. Also, in the comment section, you can leave me any questions or comments that you have. I'd love to read those. Don't forget to check the description box. I'm gonna link all the materials and tools that we used in this project. So if you wanna look there for some details. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Sit. Good, sit. Stay. Stay.